Humans are social creatures, and our survival has always depended on our ability to navigate social hierarchies. As a result, we tend to categorize people based on their appearance, behavior, and social status. This categorization can lead to stereotyping and prejudice, which can further exacerbate judgmental behavior. However, being judgmental can have negative consequences. For one, it can lead to unnecessary conflict and tension in our relationships. It can also prevent us from seeing the good in people and situations, leading to a negative and pessimistic outlook on life. But the good news is, with practice and awareness, we can learn to be less judgmental. So without further ado, let's dive into some practical tips for reducing judgmental behavior. Number 1. Practice empathy. Empathy is the ability to understand and share the feelings of others. When we're empathetic, we're more likely to see the world from another person's perspective and less likely to make snap judgments. Studies have shown that practicing empathy can increase our happiness and reduce our stress levels. When we empathize with others, we also become more connected to them and strengthen our relationships. Number 2. Be open-minded. Open-mindedness means being receptive to new ideas, experiences, and perspectives. When we're open-minded, we're less likely to make assumptions and more likely to learn from others. Research has shown that open-minded people tend to be more creative, curious, and innovative. They also have stronger relationships and are less likely to experience negative emotions like anxiety and depression. Number 3. Challenge your assumptions. Assumptions are the beliefs we hold without evidence or proof. When we make assumptions, we're more likely to be judgmental and less likely to see the world as it really is. Research has shown that people who are willing to challenge their assumptions tend to be more successful and more adaptable. They're also more likely to learn from their mistakes and make better decisions. Number 4. Practice mindfulness. Mindfulness is the practice of being present and fully engaged at the moment. When mindful, we're less likely to be distracted by our own thoughts and more likely to be open to the world around us. Research has shown that practicing mindfulness can reduce stress, improve our well-being, and increase our empathy toward others. When mindful, we're also more likely to notice our own biases and judgments, which can help us be less judgmental overall. Number 5. Be curious. Curiosity means having the desire to learn and understand the world around us. When we're curious, we're less likely to make assumptions and more likely to ask questions and seek out new information. Research has shown that curious people tend to be more creative, more resilient, and more successful in their careers. They're also more likely to have positive relationships and experience greater well-being. Number 6. Practice gratitude. Gratitude means appreciating the good things in our lives and being thankful for them. When we practice gratitude, we're less likely to focus on the negative and more likely to see the world in a positive light. Research has shown that practicing gratitude can increase our happiness, improve our relationships, and reduce our stress levels. When grateful, we're also more likely to be kind and empathetic towards others. Number 7. Cultivate self-compassion. Self-compassion means treating ourselves with kindness and understanding, just like we would treat a good friend. When self-compassionate, we're less likely to be critical and judgmental towards ourselves and others. Research has shown that self-compassionate people tend to have higher levels of well-being, greater resilience, and stronger relationships. They're also less likely to experience negative emotions like anxiety and depression. Number 8. Focus on commonalities. Commonalities are the things we have in common with others, like our shared experiences, values, and goals. When we focus on commonalities, we're less likely to see differences and more likely to connect with others. Research has shown that focusing on commonalities can reduce prejudice, increase empathy, and improve intergroup relations. When we focus on commonalities, we're also more likely to approach the world with an open mind and a willingness to learn. And there you have it, 8 ways to be less judgmental, backed by science and psychology. So, the next time you feel yourself making a snap judgment or jumping to conclusions, remember these tips and try to approach the situation with empathy, curiosity, and an open mind. Let's all strive to be less judgmental and more understanding toward ourselves and others. Thanks for watching. We hope you enjoyed this video, and if you did, please like, share, and subscribe to our channel for more videos.